Hello, what's up, people? Welcome back to Football Insights. Click on the subscribe button, watch other videos on this channel. Yesterday, the review of some of the preseason games that happened dropped on the channel. So make sure you go there, you go and like it, you subscribe, you watch that particular video for us. The views are not moving, so please subscribe and watch the videos. Today is a transfer related video, transfer update. A lot of things are happening on the transfer market, day in, day out, week in, week out. New players are popping up, new teams or teams are chasing new players, and here and there, so we have a lot of things to talk about, but we cannot talk about all the transfers. At least we will, talk about some of them, so I have a couple of players that I would like to talk about: Dani Olmo, Scott McTominay, Dominic Solanke, Mikel Merino. Is it Mikel or Miguel? Mikel Merino, Ivan Toney. This guy's issue is at my heart. I have this guy's issue at my heart. Ivan Toney, because I think he's a very, very good player. Ivan Toney, and then Galeno. If you know this guy, FC Porto, Galeno. Let's get straight into the video. So quickly, we start with Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo to Barcelona. Now, Barcelona are not getting, Nico Williams. Nico Williams is expected to stay at Athletic Bilbao, even though it has not been confirmed. It is not official yet. But the news coming out, Dario Sport, everyone reporting, even Joan Marti or Joan Marti, or, the Barcelona journalists, they are all reporting that Dani Olmo is expected to stay at Athletic Bilbao. And that is why you have not heard anything. He is expected to stay at Athletic Bilbao. And that is why Barcelona are fast-tracking things for Dani Olmo. So Barcelona are, trying to sign Dani Olmo. Of course, I think, if you ask me, I'm not a Barcelona fan, but the way I see Barcelona, if you ask me, I think Dani Olmo is a perfect, buy for Barcelona, because this guy is a hybrid, midfielder. He can play as a winger. He can play as a number 10, that is an attacking midfielder. Sometimes he can even play as a false line. He's hybrid. He can play everywhere across the front line. He's like Christopher Nkunku. So he's like, his football is like Christopher Nkunku, and then he's prolific too. If he is fit, he can score more goals. But his problem has been his, injury records, because this guy has had so many injuries. He is 26. When you watch him, you will not think that this guy is 26, but he is 26. He's a bit older, but Barcelona are trying to, negotiate for Dani Olmo. He has a 60 million release clause. Barcelona sent first bid of 40 million plus, 20 million add-ons, which I think was ridiculous, because if I am the sporting director for RB Leipzig, it is going to be a fight between me and Deco. With respect to that particular first offer he brought, that was ridiculous. It was, disrespectful to RB Leipzig, so they rejected it. Barcelona has also sent second bid or second offer for RB Leipzig, I think yesterday. That is where Barcelona say they have already, had a personal terms agreed with Dani Olmo. So Dani Olmo is ready to come to Barcelona. But then the issue is Barcelona and RB Leipzig. Barcelona sent 55 million, upfront fee or guaranteed fee, and then 4 million easy add-ons, 3 million difficult add-ons. So the total package is around 63 million or 62 million euros. But then the issue has been how much or how they are paying it, the length of years they will be paying it. That is the issue, because Barcelona are paying it on 6 occasions, or on 6 amortizations. So amortization, they will pay around 9 point something million every year. That has always been the issue. RB Leipzig wants their 60 million guarantee fee. They don't want any add-ons because it's a release clause. They have even extended the time for you to pay the release clause. So Barcelona and Dani Olmo, they are done with Dani Olmo on personal terms. It is left with RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig are expected to reject the second offer from Barcelona. Let's see what happens, but it is a concrete offer. Manchester United, yesterday we heard news of, coming into the situation for Dani Olmo. So let's see if Manchester United will enter the Dani Olmo situation. Let's move to Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay has had an offer from Fulham. Fulham are trying to, get Scott McTominay because they have lost João Palhinha. And then Scott McTominay is more like, a destroyer in the middle. He can score goals. He's also a destroyer in the middle. So it looks like Manchester United has rejected, I think 24 million, 25 million pounds bid for Scott McTominay. Manchester United won 30 million pounds for Scott McTominay. Let's see if Fulham will come back for Scott McTominay. So Scott McTominay to Fulham is also on. Let's see what happens there. But I think it will be a very good move for Scott McTominay because he is a bit, I will not call him good player. I don't see him to be a good player. He's that average, above average player. He's he's just like Conor Gallagher. So let's see what happens with Scott McTominay. Dominic Solanke. Remember, Tottenham Hotspurs are looking for a striker. They are looking for a striker. I think they don't trust Richarlison and Reddy going forward or going into the season. Ange Postecoglou doesn't trust him. So they want a striker. They are looking for a striker. Dominic Solanke's name has been up on Tottenham list. Bournemouth are ready to accept 60 million pounds for Dominic Solanke. These guys are drinking water. These guys are drinking, honey. 60 million to 70 million pounds for Dominic Solanke. Tottenham Hotspurs, are they going to pay for Dominic Solanke? Let's see. But I think it will be a very good buy for them because Dominic Solanke is a prolific striker. When he is at Tottenham Hotspurs, surely he's going to score more goals. So let's see what happens. But I think it will be a very good buy for Tottenham Hotspurs. Miguel Merino to Arsenal. It is close. Yesterday, I heard news from Matteo Moretto that it is very, very close, and that Carlos Soler is likely to replace Miguel Merino at Real Sociedad. Arsenal are cooking both in the defense, in the midfield. They are cooking now. If they bring in Miguel Merino, they have Martin Odegaard, Miguel Merino, Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, Jorginho. So they have options in the middle. So Miguel Merino to Arsenal, it is I think 90% down. Because Real Sociedad are even looking for a replacement, which is Carlos Soler for Miguel Merino. So I think it is 90% done. That is Miguel Merino to Arsenal. Arsenal cooking, they are cooking in the transfer window. They are strengthening one or two, positions in their squad. Ivan Toney. Let's talk about Ivan Toney. I feel very bad for Ivan Toney. Why are we not hearing anything about Ivan Toney in the transfer window? Because he was expected to move from Brentford. He's a very, very, very good striker, especially in the EPL. When you give him you supply him, he's going to score more goals for you. Why is no one talking about Ivan Toney? Because now I think if you tempt Brentford with some 50 plus 5 million pounds, they will be willing to sell. So why is everyone not talking about Ivan Toney? But then I will blame him on the other side because I feel that as a player, your PR has to work. Your agent, he has to pay more journalists to speak about you. They have to brief the press because now we don't see anything happening. So imagine Fabrizio Romano tweeted. Imagine David Austin's tweeted. Imagine Chris Filler. Imagine Kieran Gill tweeting about Ivan Toney that Brentford will be willing to accept 40 million. Brentford will be willing to accept 50 million. Some talks about Ivan Toney in the media space. Don't you think a team is going to go in for Ivan Toney? So Ivan Toney, I don't know what is happening, but his PR has to work. You have to brief the press, pay the journalists to brief the press. It is, it is acceptable. So Ivan Toney, I don't know, but we heard some links about Manchester United for Ivan Toney. I don't know whether it is a legit link, but let's see what happens to Ivan Toney. I will take Ivan Toney at Chelsea on any day, but I don't think Chelsea are going in for Ivan Toney. Let's see what happens. Galeno to Juventus, 30 million euros. Package or 30 million euros valuation from Porto to Juventus. Rudy Galletti reported this news that Galeno will be willing to move from Porto to Juventus. Juventus, they were negotiating for Karim Adeyemi, but it looks like the deal is off. And that is why I saw them, talking about Galeno in the media, because Rudy Galletti reported that, Juventus are trying to, enter the situation or enter a negotiation with FC Porto for Galeno from FC Porto. 30 million valuation. I love this guy very well. I think he's one of the most explosive wingers that we are not talking about. One of the most underrated wingers. He has not been scoring more goals, but then if you saw, he is just like Luis Diaz, very explosive. So Galeno to Juventus, is it going to happen? What do you think? Just drop all your comment down below. What do you think about Dani Olmo, Scott McTominay, Dominic Solanke? What do you think about him? Miguel Merino, Ivan Toney? Just drop all your comment down below. This is Football Insights. My name is Kobo. Transfer Rundowns. Thank you so much for your time. Peace.